You are watching Insight with Praveen Puram straight from Atlanta live. Today's our topic is about little bit about education, the evolution of education in the recent times. Dear friends, all the NRI friends, definitely you might be planning to come back to India and definitely you'll be looking for the international schools. So here we have Ms. HEMA CHENNUPATY, who is the principal of Oakridge International School. And thank you, HEMA ma'am, for coming onto this show and bringing some light to the NRIs exclusively for their benefit, how to choose an international school for their kids. Okay, thank you again for your time. And let me get started, get introduced, and then I will open up for some questions and interesting knowledge about how to choose an international school and more about Oakridge. Let's learn. So I think our guest today is HEMA CHENNUPATY. She has been part of the Oakridge for 20 years. And meanwhile, HEMA ma'am, congratulations on your 20 years after starting this Oakridge. And it's a huge journey, I would say. And HEMA ma'am is, she's from the inception. She joined the organization in 2001. She started her journey as an English faculty after completing her post-graduation in English literature from University of Delhi. During her tenure at Oakridge, she has done many mantles, from teacher to coordinator. Today, she is vice president since 2017. Be it training or development, designing a curriculum or aligning with the IBO, she has, to develop a program, she has done it all. She was instrumental introducing and facilitating many innovative and unique programs of students that would contribute for the student growth. She was involved in various aspects of the growth of the school and the organization. Her passion for the subject and theater combined led her to create and implement many learning platforms for the students. She believes that effective learning happens outside of a classroom. As a result, it is essential that a school should nurture the emotion and social quotient of the child. She firmly believes that a school should nurture the emotion and social quotient of the children, interact with different people in the different spheres of life, and need to see impressive role models around them. For her, children are the crux of the social system, and the way they evolve is the way society will evolve and develop. If we influence and guide them in the desired direction, they will transform for themselves and for all those around them. Her innate love for children inspired to ensure that they have the best experience in the school. They become confident and compassionate human beings. With a pleasing personality and dynamic leadership, she would like to help build a progressive school. Awesome, awesome, Miss HEMA. I definitely believe that the kids are our future, and the way you want them, you can nurture them. So that is only at the beginning of their journey. You have rightly said, absolutely. And please feel free to add if I have missed anything on your profile.
No, Mr. Praveen, I think you've covered it all. Definitely, it's children are at the crux of the social system, and like I said, how we nurture them is how our society develops. And over the years, I have been proved right. At Oakridge, we have developed and nurtured fantastic children with the help of amazing teachers. So this is where we stand proud today, having sent out many, many alumni who are doing very well for themselves.
Awesome. 20 years, that's a 2 decade of your journey in Oakridge. That's fantastic. Why don't you tell us the journey about this 20 years?
Yes. Well, I think for me, this was my first job. I love children. I like to work with children. I love people. So this was definitely a choice that I made very, very consciously. But I think Oakridge was a revelation. At Oakridge, we get to be who we are. We learn. We are encouraged to go after what we believe in. Our capabilities are nurtured, and like we do for the children, the teachers are also taken care of, and we ensure that everyone gets what they deserve. So this has been a beautiful journey for me. Every few years, there's something new to do, something exciting to look forward to, and I have grown as an individual, and definitely, hopefully, helped this school grow as well. But I think what really stands out is the kind of people I have met here, the kind of leaders who've inspired us. They are true legends in their own way, and most of these people are and continue to be an inspiration to all of us who know them. So I think a school is a place where we need to have fantastic role models, and we've had them over the years, and that's what makes Oakridge so unique. When children see a larger than life people around them who believe in what they do and preach that, but also practice it, I think children will believe in a beautiful world, which we can definitely create for them.
Awesome. Awesome. So your 19 years of your journey at Oakridge might be different, but since 1 year, the pandemic era is totally different. So tell us more about how Oakridge School was able to adapt to this virtual scenario, and what are the challenges did you face?
Yeah, so because of our very visionary leaders, it's almost 10 years since we have adopted technology and introduced technology into our school, into our classrooms, right from tablets for the middle school and iPads for the younger students, and laptops in every classroom where children can go to do research and explore things about the topics that they were doing. We were trained, in fact, as teachers and as a leadership team to adopt it, not be afraid of it, and then see the advantages of it. So, be it flipped classrooms or trying to play videos or do assessments online, these were things that our children and our teachers were doing for quite some time. So we were in fact in the last stages to developing our own tools on how to upload homework and then give feedback to that. And that's when pandemic hit us in March of 2020. And within 4 days, in fact, after maybe just 1 or 2 days of training for our teachers and the new tool, we were able to go online. So much so that within a few months, we were acknowledged as one of the best school to venture into online schooling and virtual schooling and deliver the best out there. So like Oakridge has always been a pioneer in a lot of things, this was one of the areas that we were able to successfully navigate and successfully, of course, help our children ensure that there was no gap in the education, because they were going through fairly difficult phase as it is. And if they did not get to see their teachers or maybe were left alone at home, and the education suffered, I don't think we would have been able to make up for all of that. So I think I'm extremely thankful to the leadership team and, of course, to the teachers who went along with us and very bravely adopted this and adapted to it, and then were able to deliver the best that they could.
Congratulations for being the first school, and it's not only the school first in IB, but it's also #1 across the Telugu states, and also I believe in India too. And I'll hear a lot of good stuff about Oakridge, ma'am. And during this pandemic, you saw even a kid from grade 1, it may be nursery or anyone, the kids are adapted to this technology very easily. So seeing all these things, do you think the curriculum will change for the kids because they are grasping very well?
Curriculum need not change, but how we deliver the curriculum can be enhanced and developed further. Technology is here to stay. We have learned a lot of things over the last few months, which tells us that if we take in the best of technology and create a good mixture of the two, the online learning and the physical learning, I think the children will definitely benefit. I am sure that enough research is going into it, and as a school, we are also looking into it and trying to understand how hybrid learning can be delivered in the best way possible so that students benefit from it and parents also see the advantages. And of course, the teachers also are able to adopt it in the best way they can. I think we have ensured that children are digital natives, so they definitely want technology to be part of their everyday life. We can't move away from that. Laptops and phones and all these devices are something that they were born with. In fact, they were around when they were born, unlike all of us who had to learn it, and maybe we were halfway through our life when these were introduced. So I think it's not right to try to ask them to move away from them, or tell them that maybe you should not be using them so much. Human contact is very, very important, but technology is here to stay. So let's see how we can use it to the best of our advantage and benefit.
Absolutely. Remote learning has become a norm now. And hats off to you and your team, entire management team. Having a remote learning is not so easy, especially to the teachers. And after post-pandemic, now we are getting to hear about hybrid learning, right? It's also more difficult maintaining the physical and the remote learning. So now hybrid learning has become a norm, right? It's become a buzzword. So what is your plan from Oakridge? How are you enabling and making them, prepping the students for this hybrid learning?
So we have already started the hybrid learning. Teachers are back in school. Some of the students are back in school, and we have started implementing the hybrid learning for quite some time now. Of course, there are advantages and disadvantages. Advantages that parents who are not comfortable about sending their children to school, we continue with the virtual schooling and ensure that the children benefit from that and feel safe as well. For those who are in school, of course, the teacher is right there, and there is, of course, definitely an extra advantage to that. It is, yes, very difficult for the teacher, the initial stages where she has to adapt to ensure that the students on the screen and the children sitting in front are both getting enough attention. It takes a while, and I'm sure that like everything, like we adapted ourselves to virtual schooling, we will definitely adapt ourselves to hybrid schools also very, very soon. And it's just a matter of time, I feel.
I'm sure, Ms. Hema, I think it is possible that we have to adopt to the hybrid learning. It's not only hybrid learning, hybrid working, right? Everywhere hybrid will be the term it remains now. So we all need to adopt to that. Hopefully, best of luck for that. And I see more on Notangelia. So in your 20 years of journey, when was the association with Nod of Angelia happen, and what are the benefits happen to the students or to the organization? Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so Oakridge had already established itself as the number one school in the south of India, number one school definitely in Andhra Pradesh, and then Telangana. We were also in the top 10 schools of India, and then a few things that made really worked for us was the kind of programs we ran for our children, the kind of leadership opportunities we were able to give our children, and also our teachers. And we were, of course, definitely trying our best to put our look towards the international platform, and that's when Notangelia came into the picture. And in March of 2019, we got associated with them, and since then it's been an amazing journey where not just our students but our teachers also really, really benefited from their programs, which include great institutions like the MIT, UNICEF, Juliet, and I'm sure that what we were ready for came at the very right time, and our children got the global exposure that they were ready for. So today, when a child sitting at home connects through global campus to a student sitting in somewhere in Boston or somewhere in Beijing, I think that is something that technology, of course, has helped, but also through Notangelia, we're able to connect through these schools across more than 70 schools across 29, 30 countries. So that is the unique opportunity that we all have. Job opportunities definitely open up for our teachers if they want to try. But I think the collaboration and the support and the global outlook that Notangelia brings to our schools is something that we were ready for and definitely are benefiting from it now.
Absolutely. That's a great opportunity to be with Notangelia. It's not only for the organization, for the students too, to interact with the different community in different countries too. So absolutely. So when we talk about the NRIs, right? So most of the parents will be very skeptical to know, oh, what is the good school? Whether I need to join IB, CBSE, or ICSE. So tell us more tips. How do NRI need to select which curriculum and which school? What will be your few tips?
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware, but in 2001, the reason we had started an international school, and I assume I did hear a few evidences in that effect as well, was to cater to the NRI students, especially the students, children of Microsoft employees, when Microsoft had set up its branch in offices in India. So one of the first few people who did want to look at schools were totally impressed by the then infrastructure of the school, and also the kind of teaching facilities and the kind of profiles of teachers that we had, which of course means that we obviously had to go in for an international curriculum to cater to the needs of these children. They were coming from schools which had this curriculum. So IB was the first choice under the guidance of Mr. Shomidas from Doon School, and of course the then mentors. We were able to venture onto this platform. A lot of training, a lot of learning, a lot of unlearning, because it was completely new. But I think what worked for us is the first set of teachers who came in and were able to implement it under the guidance of then Principal Mr. Janadit Ray. And I think the journey that we started then is still flourishing, and we are adapting and adopting everything that comes our way. The learning culture that we built in our school has been enhanced over the years, and the people who have worked along with us have ensured that not just our teachers but our children also are progressive in thinking and want to look forward and are not scared to take risks and move along with whatever the world has to offer. So we believe a curriculum is very, very important, but a curriculum has to develop the kind of skills which will prepare children to face whatever the world has to offer out there. So today, if our children have handled the pandemic beautifully, it's because of the adaptability quotient the resilience that we encourage in them, where we tell them to explore and look at things in a very critical way, in a non-judgmental way, and of course, work around it and adapt it to the best of their ability. It's always been a pleasure to see children grow in this beautiful atmosphere, or the school which is constantly evolving, and we feel that we have done a fantastic job with the way we have progressed over the years.
Absolutely. You have explained very well, Ms. Hema. So tell me more on the IB versus CBSE. For example, if you want to go back to any of the international schools for their undergrads, or it may be high school, or so do you think any parent should choose IB, or it's okay to choose the CBSE? What would be your thoughts?
It's okay to choose any curriculum as long as you're clear in your head as to where you want to go. The way things have been progressing over the years is, yes, IB is a preferred curriculum for universities outside, but since I have seen that many of our CBSE students also have got into the best of the universities out there. In fact, one of our first Ivy League admissions was a CBSE student. Some of our top ranking students in the DP curriculum also are from the CBSE background. I do not think it's the curriculum that matters. It's how you approach the curriculum, how well you do it. And as a school, we do not differentiate between the students of a grade 11 and 12 or a senior school. For us, they are Oakridgers, and what best Oakridge can offer, we give it to them. And that has been a policy throughout. The curriculum, the only thing that differentiates them is the assessments that they take. And Oakridge students going from CBSE students going from Oakridge have made a mark for themselves, and today when they apply to universities, they do get into the best of universities, including the Ivy League. So I don't think it's that, but yes, for some of the courses, maybe we have an excellent career counseling department here which guides and coaches them. All our teachers are also trained in counseling and coaching. They've taken certification from the UCLA, and I'm sure that they would be able to guide our children. So it's not so much the curriculum as how you approach it and what kind of universities you apply to.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hema, ma'am, and good luck for your school.
Thank you.